Hello, my name is Karina Galpa, and today I will be talking about culture. My parents are immigrants to America, and saying that English is their second language. Since English is their second language, they have an accent, which is not heavy, but it's still there. At times, I can't understand what they're trying to tell me because they're either speaking too fast or they're just not saying the word right. I also work as a cashier, and at times people come up to me and you can tell that they don't speak English. English is not their first language, and they have an accent that is hard to understand. But in those times, I try to just get to the point of what they're trying to tell me. Saying that, accents is one of the many cultural differences that we have with one another. Cultural difference is not just religion and the origins of somebody, but it's also somebody's values and beliefs. Saying that, my values differ from my parents because they grew up a different way than I did. And also, my values may differ from my neighbor across the street because they grew up different. It doesn't matter where you're from, it just matters what your own opinions and your own values and beliefs are. Knowing the different types of culture differences is important in speech giving because you want to sometimes avoid or establish connections with your cultural differences. And knowing the different types can help you avoid awkwardness and disrespectful interactions with people. As I said, growing up, my parents are immigrants, so we have different values. And like I said, everyone's values differ. Not everyone is the same person. According to the Pocket Guide of Public Speaking, the cultural orientation will significantly affect the response to persuasion. This is important because if you decide to include a culture connection, it could connect with only some of the audience. The rest of the audience could feel left out and just dwell on the one part that they did not understand and just completely not understand the rest of your speech. And that is always bad. Culture is important in speech giving to help establish a connection, avoid conflict even, and just to be informed about. Firstly, I will describe how establishing a connection through culture can strengthen a speech. Second, I will examine how avoiding topics of cultural difference can help your speech. And third, I will discuss why being informed about culture can be important in delivering a speech and also receiving. Culture difference should not come in the way of communication with others, and that goes for speech delivery. Establishing a connection through cultural similarities and even cultural differences is vital to delivering a well-written speech. Having a connection with someone through cultural similarities can help the audience and person feel like they personally know you and establish a connection. When I give my speeches or I'm just communicating with somebody, we like to connect with people because we obviously, if we know that feeling that they're feeling, we think that, oh, I know exactly how they feel. And that's always important in connections. Culture difference can lead to connections of certain speeches you may also be presenting. So say I am in FCCLA and somebody else is in another FCCLA group. We will connect with the knowledge that we have prior to speaking, and it can establish a greater connection to what other topic we're trying to speak about. Using terms only for certain groups of people, knowing is not helpful for speech to giving to a variety of people. So saying specific to certain groups of people can add color and richness to a speech, but only if the listener understands it. Saying that, cultural connections at times is only helpful if you know the specific group of people that you're trying to deliver the speech to. Saying that, if someone does not understand a part of your speech that you're trying to connect with them, they could be offended, or they could just focus on that one part of the speech and not listen to the rest of your speech or not understand the rest of your speech. Making assumptions of others is always terrible. You should never assume somebody of somebody because everybody is different. They're not the same. Not everyone's going to think the same. So saying that, if you assume somebody knows exactly what you're trying to say, or you assume somebody thinks a way, then it could just hurt their feelings. It can sometimes be hard to avoid cultural differences or similarities because not everybody will know your cultural background. Not everybody's going to know that this certain topic offends you or the other makes you happy. You, as a listener or speaker, should be informed about different or basic views of different cultures and how to avoid or connect with them. Being familiar with differences as well as points of similarity in culture can help you frame messages. Culture is just the value of someone, whether that be for religion, relationship, or even occupation. Culture is all over us. We just don't stop to think what our normal may differ from other people. We are so self-involved that sometimes we just don't even stop to think about it. Overall, it is important to acknowledge culture because it could be used to connect with somebody on a different level, but it could also be avoided in situations because it could just not be vital to your speech, or it could just damage the message you were trying to give in your speech. It is helpful to just be informed about culture because giving a speech is important. You just don't want to be in the dark about cultural differences. Delivering a speech is not so difficult, but delivering a well-written speech and inclusive speech is. So next time, just stop and think about different cultural differences at hand. Thank you.